progress now. It's his junior year. He's really going to have to step it up that next level. And, you look at Crown Point, a little bit of history on them. They've won the sectional 88, 91, 06, 2011, 2016, 2017, 2018. They want to get back to that sectional title. That's what Coach Busia is all about. And, the last time they won a regional was 1988. So they're in a bit of a drought here. And last year when they went to that playoff game against Lafayette Jeff, they gave up 3 turnovers and 17 points off of those turnovers. So you cannot give up those kinds of points off of turnovers and expect to win in a big game like that, a second-round sectional.
Well, they had a big win last week as well against the Lowell Red Devils. And, that's kind of a game that kind of gives you a little bit of momentum going into. And granted, your starters are only going to play for maybe part of that second half, and then you let some of the guys who are going to be your future Bulldogs, maybe those sophomores and juniors, start to step up a little bit in that game. So it's a good kind of start to the season, if you will. And now you kind of go against the grain a little bit. Some teams do play, or some Indiana schools will play Illinois schools, kind of that non-conference schedule a little bit. And we've got a little background as to how this game came about, and we'll talk about that in just a moment.
Yeah, when we come back from the break, we're going to talk to let Coach Busia, in his own words, tell you how this game came about.
And then we've got William Howard Taft here as well. We'll take a break in just a second, but we got William Howard Taft, and they lose to graduation a senior just like Crown Point did. And now they've got a sophomore quarterback. They were averaging about 23 points a game last year, which in some cases could get you most wins. They were 7-7 on the year, 5-2 in conference. I mean, in a lot of cases, that'll get the job done. When you hear 7-7, though, and then 5-2 in conference, that must mean they're playing a decent non-conference schedule.
Yeah, and, it's a Chicago school, so this is opening week for Illinois.
Yep. So, yeah, they have their first game of the season against Crown Point with their second game of the season. We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll hear from Coach Busia when we return. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I am proud that my family's been doing business here for nearly 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families being torn apart by the negligence of others, and everything from unguarded openings at construction sites to reckless driving on our roads. Our experienced attorneys, careless staff, know that insurance companies and their lawyers will go to great lengths to avoid paying compensation. Do not waste your opportunity to seek fair compensation for your loss. Give the Gladish Law Group a call and put our team to work for you.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by Von Tobel, building better together. We're just about set to talk to Coach Busia here. We had an interview with him a little bit earlier in the year. Jay, you were there for that?
Yeah, it was a great interview we did at Catch Table and Tap in Maryville. We did meet the coaches throughout the summer and spring. And, you know, throughout the interview, we asked the question, Coach, you know, how did your illness progress, your leukemia? And, you know, he gave us a story of how this game came about. And, you know, and another thing is he had an 18-year-old donor, and they're really promoting tonight the Do the Match, which helped save his life. And let's let Coach Busia take it from here.
I was one of the lucky ones when I was diagnosed with leukemia. I really had one option, and that option was to get a blood marrow transplant. In order to get that, you have to find the right donor. Many people don't find it, and I was blessed that we had an 18-year-old that donated to an organization called Be the Match, which I'll throw that out there now too, because obviously if that wasn't in existence, I wouldn't be here today. And so we had an 18-year-old that we found out that did the donating, and we were a perfect match. And it's one of those things that doesn't guarantee anything, right? But I feel great. I'm on 3-month visits now with my oncologist. And people wonder why are you playing Chicago Taft High School? When I was in the hospital, not doing real well, the principal of Chicago Taft High School reached out to me because at that point I was at HF. He had heard about it, he read it in the paper. He reached out to me. He said, "Hey, Coach, when you get out of this hospital, our team and your team are going to play together." I said, "Why would you want to do that?" He goes, "Because I'm a leukemia survivor. And we're going to put a game together, and we're going to really, really show people what this is all about. We're going to Be the Match there. We're going to do everything we can." So when you hear about why Crown Point is playing Chicago Taft, it's because to bring awareness to leukemia and bring awareness to Be the Match, which is the organization that collects all the stem cells.
Welcome to Public Bar and Rec, located in downtown Crown Point, a place for good games, good drinks, and good food. So come in and make it public. Try to survive zombie dodgeball, score a hole-in-one playing golf, or choose from over 13 multi-sport simulator games while fueling your competition with a variety of appetizers, entrees, and beverages. We have games for all ages with our family-friendly hours till 9 p.m. Reserve your simulator at publicbarandrec.com and let the fun begin.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo at 2600 Beach Street, where you could buy individual cuts of beef completely raised in Hebron. From single pounds of ground beef to filet mignon, Better Beef of Indiana has it all. Visit their website at betterbeefindiana.com. Follow them on Facebook or call the owner, Kevin, directly at 219-508-5797. Better Beef of Indiana, where quality meets value.
Have you checked out Send Your Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Centrally located in downtown Indianapolis, the Hampton Inn is just steps away from Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Situated at 105 South Meridian Street, shopping, restaurants, entertainment, and many Indianapolis attractions are in near proximity. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a gym fitness center. For reservations, the number is 317-261-1200. The website is hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
You are listening to RSN Game Night presented by Von Tobel, your local building materials supplier and design center. Visit vontobel.com to find out more information. Michael Brenner here along with Jay Simmons. Jay, we talked about Crown Point and how last week they kind of had a pretty decisive victory.
Yes, they did.
Over the Lowell Red Devils. There wasn't a whole lot of RDP chants going on last week, and the Bulldog fans were happy about that, and they're happy to be back here for their first home game of the season. It was an impressive game by the Bulldogs. Noah Ehrlich, over 300 yards in about 2.5 quarters. Touchdown and a pick, and then rushed a couple of times as well. Really nice game by him. As you know, we're not totally surprised. We've watched that development for the past 2 years.
Yeah, 21 for 28, 311 yards. Like you said, 1 TD, 1 INT, 4 rushes, 14 yards, 1 TD. And the thing is, you mentioned it just before we came out of break, or right before we came back to break, that he had 10 receivers, you said?
Yeah, 10 different receivers.
That's crazy. You got Nick Soley with 7 catches, 158 yards. Seamus Molaski, 3 catches, 51 yards, 1 TD. Let's see.
Well, then you had Cam Sorsey as well, a catch for 9 yards, and Landon Delich, a catch for 8 yards. So they may have only got 1 catch in the game, but still 8 or 10 different targets over the course of the game is pretty impressive in 2.5 quarters.
And then you go to Larry Ellison, the running back, 18 rushes, 133 yards, 3 TDs, 3 receptions, 20 yards. So he's quite a diverse back right there.
And then what in the game defensively for Crown Point? A lot of tackles going on. There was 1 INT. Jalen Kelly.
Jalen Kelly.
Yep, Jalen Kelly had the INT. And then even in the backup role is second in the depth chart in our 2 deep. You and I both work at Clark Middle School. Former Clark kid Nate Kalk had a sack in the game as well for the Bulldogs. So got to give that shout out to Mr. Kalk there.
Yeah, and so let's get to some of our starting lineups. Let's go to the Crown Point offense. It's now it's time for the starting lineups presented by our friends at Gladish Law Group. Don't forget, get Gladish.
I will get Gladish. Let's look at the starting lineup right here. At the wide receiver position, we've got 3 across the board. You got Cam Sorsey, he's number 83. Number 11, Landon Delich, and then number 4, Nick Soley. In the tight end position is Seamus Molaski. Quarterback today, Noah Ehrlich, and then the running back is Larry Ellison. And then the all-important offensive line at left tackle, Elias Paviadakis. Number 63 is Jeff Michetti. And then number 68, Nathan Gregory. Number 76, Austin Rivera. And 58, Paul Clark. As we are going to tune you in now to the national... Oh, we're going to tune you into the national anthem here. As we will have the Crown Point Band perform our national anthem here as they're making their way. Their marching band is making their way around the field here.
A nice CP out on the middle of the field.
Kind of gives you a little Ohio State vibe.
Yes, it does.
No one to dot the I, though. You did that one of these days.
Maybe. And now it's time for the starting lineups presented by our friends at Gladish Law Group. Get Gladish. It's time for the Chicago Taft Eagles defense.
You got a little excited there.
Yeah, how about
Eagles. All right. Across the defensive line, you've got Chris Rozak, Josiah Ramirez, Kasper Jakimowski. They were told they I had that right. Jakimowicz. And then Diesel McFadden along the offensive line. In the linebacker position, Jacob Szymanski, Wellington Jaramillo, and John Pavlakis. And then in the secondary at the safeties and cornerback positions, you got Steven Tantchev, Javon Evans, Steven Carrera, and Jaden Harris. And we'll give you the reverse side when, the Chicago Taft Eagles take over offensively, or we'll just go ahead. We'll continue on with Gladish.
Well, here let's get into weather. It's
all right,
hot and muggy.
All right, well, you're spoiling things. All right, it's our Friday night forecast brought to you by our friends at Pregame Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast is a very warm, muggy 78 degrees, maybe even in the 80 degrees right now. The feel-like temperature is probably about 110,000 right now. It feels like.
Well, that's what it is in the booth. So just to give you fans a heads up on what we're going through, but it is much cooler in the stands than it is in the press box tonight.
I have been looking for a way to lose weight. This might just be it. So that's our game for night forecast, brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. And we'll give you the reverse side of that Gladish starting lineup as well for Chicago Taft. Offensively, at the offensive line position, Joshua Mam, Ricardo Del Rio, Vincent Crescente, Josiah Ramirez, and Chris Rozak. At the quarterback position is Logan Roman, the sophomore. This will be interesting to see how a sophomore quarterback in
his first game.
Yeah, a guy like Noah Ehrlich probably has an understanding of what this guy is going to be going through. Wide receiver positions, you got three of them out there. Jorge Roman.
Hey, hold on a second. We got a little bit of fireworks going on here as the team runs out on the field through a tunnel of cheerleaders and band members. It looks awesome out here.
I had to keep Jay in the booth. He wanted to go running out himself.
Yes, I did. I'd be in the back, though. I didn't want to get run over.
That's just because you couldn't keep up with the lead.
You're right, I could.
All right, so the receivers for Chicago Taft, you got Jorge Roman, Steven Tantchev, and then Aaron Mills. Don't worry, we're safe. Those are just fireworks. And then at the fullback position, Wellington Jaramillo, and then at the running back position, Steven Carrera. And then the defensive lineman for the Crown Point Bulldogs on the defensive line. You got Paul Clark, Cole Emanuelson, and Seamus Molaski. At the linebacker position, they do a little 3-5-3 here.
Yes, they do. Point. Very confusing defensively.
So Will Clark, Drew Kroll, Trevor Gibbs, Dom Fanton, Jacob Jones, all in the linebacker position. And then in the secondary, Jalen Kelly, Griffin Bantos, and then Landon Delich.
And that was your starting lineups presented by our friends at Gladish Law Group. Don't forget, get Gladish.
Griffin Van Tischelt, excuse me. Just want to make sure I got that right. No, I want to make sure I had that right.
Okay.
As our captains will make their way out to midfield here near the logo, and this is where Jay's going to look at, make sure who gets the coin toss here. So we get set for a fun night of football right here on the Region Sports Network. Appreciate you tuning into this audio-only broadcast.
Let's see some other key games going on throughout the area. We got number 7 in the RSM poll, Michigan City Wolves versus Lafayette Jeff. That's going to be a tough game for them tonight. A little rivalry going on. Munster at Griffith tonight. Always a fun matchup. And then you got one of our other broadcasts, you got the number 3 Hobart Brickies versus the number 2 Maryville Pirates in our RSN poll at Maryville tonight.
And a big round of applause from everyone here in the stands as they're acknowledging the coaches out on the field right now as a benefit night, as one of the things that has been complicating the life of many people is battling with different types of cancers, leukemia being one of them for Coach Busia, and other people. That's, you heard from Coach Busia earlier in getting this game together and how this game all came about. And I don't think there's a single person that hasn't been affected some way or another by some form of cancer. And tonight, normally you would see on the first home game of the year a lot of red in the stands, but tonight
it is packed.
It is more orange than anything else.
Yes, and you notice the coaches, all the trainers and staff that are on the field for both teams draped in the orange shirts as well.
Which normally when the teams are trying to, or when the coaches are trying to wear different color shirts to be the one identified, usually orange might be one of those colors, so it's going to be a little. And a message on the board from, looks like possibly Mayor Pete Land there.
Congratulations to both of you being survivors, kicking cancer's butt. You know that the way that you fought, your courage, your strength, your perseverance was an inspiration to us all. So happy for you. And I know there are other survivors here tonight. I happen to be a survivor as well. I can't thank each and every one of you enough for coming out tonight and supporting such a great cause. Be the match. We all know that research saves lives. Research saved my life. Research saved Coach Craig and Principal Mark's life. And I'm sure it saved a bunch of you that are in attendance tonight. So very, very grateful. And thank you all for coming out. This gives us hope. NFA, nobody fights alone. That's been our mantra forever with the Chuck Strong Gala. We're going on year number 12 with that. And I had so many people reach out to me and encourage me. So grateful for everyone here supporting this great cause. And the whole team, Crown Point, Chicago Taft, I wish you nothing but great success tonight and in the 2023 season. Remember, NFA, nobody fights alone. You got this. Thank you very much. It's an honor to
Correction on the video message, that was from former Colts coach Chuck Pagano.
Oh, very nice.
It's a very cool opportunity for these coaches to be able to get a message from former NFL coaches. We're going to, so our captains are going to flip the coin here.
Father of number 35, Trevor Gibbs, both leukemia survivors. Haley will flip tonight's coin toss.
Coach Busia out there with his team players.
We got a couple more leukemia survivors out at midfield, and one of them's going to do the ceremonial coin toss.
Let's see what the coin toss does for the start of this game.
All of us have been impacted by cancer in some way. Tonight, we bring together football, competition, and two supportive communities to take on this deadly disease. And together, with your help in events such as this, we will one day win the battle versus all cancers. All right, hold on. Crown Point won the toss.
Crown Point won the coin toss, and they defer until the second half. And Chicago Taft Eagles will receive the ball and go on offense.
Okay, Mayor Pete Land and Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog football and say, "Go Bulldogs!" Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in-city services, and encouraging smart growth. Mayor Land and the Pace team invite everyone to Bulldog Park for a variety of concerts, including Lone Star with special guest Jameson Rogers on September 3rd. For more information, contact the Pace Department at 219-661-2271. Tell you what, the Hub City has been truly a hub around Northwest Indiana these last this month in general. We have that Cal Ripken 10U World Series not too far down the road from here.
Yeah, did you plant a tree at that stadium and hang out for a couple weeks?
I settled some roots. I did indeed.
Oh, that was awesome. It had been a fun experience.
It was amazing. So kicking things away will be Oliver Brewer, starter for Crown Point Bulldogs special teams, the long snapper, Carson Granger, and then normally Noah Ehrlich will be the holder in this one. Comes with the coaches still out there.
And somebody receiving a ceremonial ball for the game.
Can't believe they didn't give one to you. Ceremonial something. I feel like you just deserve something.
Hey,
all the hard work you do.
Hey, that's right. 20 years here at RSN. Enjoying every second of it.
He only counts. He only counts. He can only count to 20 because that's all his hands and toes will.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not a math teacher.
So Oliver Brewer will kick things away. Back to receive.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's football.
Stephen Carrera, Diesel McFadden, Jaden Harris potentially back there. Looks like Stephen Carrera and Diesel McFadden. And we are underway. Week 2 of the high school football season right here from the Crown Point High School. And a little bit of a fumble there because we had two guys trying to go for one ball. Only one guy can have it. It was Jaden Harris who ended up coming away with it, trying to get some yardage there. So it's going to be a nice stop here already by the Crown Point Bulldogs to get things started and pin it back even further than maybe they would have started for the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles are a little muff right there. The two deep guys running into each other, lack of communication. And they start with the ball at the 14-yard line.
Right on the right hash, on the far hash, closest to the Eagles bench. So Eagles on the far side, Crown Point here on the near side. They're going to go right to left here on this opening possession. We'll see what Logan Roman can do from the quarterback position. He's got 3 wide receivers, 2 at the top, 1 on the near side. They hand off to Carrera, who is going to lose a couple of yards as he rushes to the right, and Crown Point is not fooled.
Yep. Will Clark, the first one to get in there, number 1 for the Bulldogs, was in there. Looked like he was in the huddle and knew the play. As soon as he got the handoff, the running back, Clark was in there making the tackle. And, that's one thing that the Eagles are going to have to deal with is this crazy defense, that 3-5-3 linebackers, 5 linebackers. You don't know where these guys are coming from.
So 2nd and 12 coming up here. 3 wide receivers again, or 4, this time. 1 in motion. Now he gets on the line. Play clock winding down, and here we go. The run to the left this time. Carrera is going to be stopped at the 10-yard line, but he's actually going to be taken down for another loss of yards. So it's going to be 3rd down coming up here. That actually was actually Jaden Harris on the run, it looked like.
Yeah, nice job of the Crown Point defense. They tried to run a jet sweep with one of their receivers, and everybody kept contained, didn't let him bounce it to the outside, and he was forced to turn it up and ended up losing 2 more yards. It's going to be 3rd down and about 17.
On the 9-yard line right now, trying to get up to the 19. This one pass incomplete, almost picked off out near the right.
Yeah, it looks like that was right through the hands of the defensive back, number 41 for the Bulldogs.
Nico Pavlo almost coming up with that one.
Yeah, we like it when the coach decides to put a guy that's not on our starting roster lineup in.
Well, technically he was maybe one of the starters and then changed on the 3rd possession here. So it's going to be 4th down for the Eagles. So they're going to be punting here. The punter right now, Steven Tanchev, he is in the Bulldogs' end zone right now. So he's going to have to kick this one away. And the Bulldogs are going to start with field position. It would look to start. This one is blocked. And this one going to go out of bounds at around the 14-yard line. So we talk about good starting field position
that was
for the
number
Bulldogs.
85 for Seamus Molaski, who comes up with the block. The starting tight end playing a little special teams, gets his paw on. Get it, paw?
I got you.
Just making sure you're paying attention.
Look at you.
He gets his paw on the ball, and it only goes for maybe about 10 yards. To sort of hit the kicker's leg, hit his hand, and then just sort of scooted downfield. The Bulldogs come out starting at the ball at the 14-yard line. Great field position.
It feels like right now the video that they watched all week is the video for this game right now live. They are just anticipating everything that Chicago Taft has thrown at them. So back under center now. It'll be Ehrlich in the shotgun position, in the quarterback position. Here's the throw to the right. Pass is complete. And trying to make a move is going to be Landon Delich, so he makes his first catch. He had one last week for 8 yards.
Nice little hitch route right there to the outside. Just nice coming back to the ball. Good throw by Ehrlich, just right on the money. Just an easy pitch and catch right there. Pick up about 5 on the play, second down.
So we're at the 10-yard line now. Have some wide receivers go out far to the left. I formation here with Ellison behind, and he'll get the fake here by Ehrlich, moving to his left, throws up the middle, far back of the end zone, and it's Delich.
Wow, what a nice job by Ehrlich, extending the play, getting outside the pocket. Then the best thing he does right there is he sets his feet, looks all the way across the field, and finds Delich on the opposite side. So he threw that one from the left hash all the way across the field to the right hash to the back of the end zone, right there on the money.
So about a 10-yard touchdown pass right there for Noah Ehrlich to get things started here to Landon Delich. And Brewer will be the kicker here for the PAT. And it is up, and it is good. The long snapper, Carson Granger. The holder was Noah Ehrlich. And so Oliver Brewer gets the PAT, and it's 7-0 Crown Point to get things started. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by Von Tobel. Von Tobel with locations in Valparaiso, Cherville, and Michigan City. Check out vontobel.com for more information. And just like that, we've got 9:31 left to go here in the opening quarter, and it is 7-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Eagles came out on their first opening possession and went completely backwards.
Yes, they did.
The Bulldogs took 14 yards in about 2 plays.
You know what? You can tell the difference between the teams because one team has already
dropped.
One team's already played a game. One team is just feeling their way through it, trying to get their feet underneath them. You can tell they were just sort of flat-footed to start the game, the Eagles were.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes a huge difference. I mean, one game in, already kind of getting that continuity. Obviously, maybe, an extra week of practice or so, and, you figured out those mistakes. You already have those first-game jitters out of the way. So for the Eagles on the road here, they're still trying to get those first-game jitters out of the way and trying to actually get some positive yardage. They have yet to do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a tough defense to get some positive yardage against. So no credit taken away from the Bulldog defense here.
Looking for the run ahead, trying to get some positive yardage, and they do up to about the 17-yard line as they were starting at about the 13 or so. So got about a few yards here. So
second and 7.
Yeah, second and they have 6 on the board, so 6 or 7. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, nice job right there by the Eagles, spreading everybody out on this formation. They got twins to the top side, one receiver down to the bottom. 2 backs flanking either side of the quarterback.
Carrera just to the left of the quarterback. He moves now, throws to his right. He finds Carrera, who finds some open space, but it quickly gets closed out here on the lateral pass from Roman. Roman a season ago was only 1 of 2 for 25 yards. He threw, obviously that was the longest pass of the year for him, and he had a rush for 10 yards.
Is this right? He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore, so
he's thrown to the deep end of the pool on his first time start as a sophomore. Well, this is where you don't want to come in as a rookie quarterback and play in this game, especially with this defense as aggressive as they are.
A lot of seniors lost to this Eagles team a season ago, so a young team. Snap taken. Handoff is to Carrera, to excuse me.
That was number 0.
Yeah, it was Daniel McFadden, excuse me, and who had that one, got a little bit of yardage, and he got a little bit of room to go here. It's still going to be 4th down. He couldn't pick up the 4th down on the run out to the right.
Yeah, Seamus Molansky had him in the backfield wrapped up, and it just sort of slipped out of his mitts there and was able to pick up. It's 4th down and 1.
So back out to punt, Steven Tanchev, the senior.
Good a time as any for a punt fake.
Well, and if you notice, there's not really anybody back for Crown Point at the moment. So it goes all the way to midfield, and it's going to bounce towards the near hash mark as it continues to roll out across the 45, and it will stop at about the 43-yard line. Yeah, Crown Point didn't have anyone out in the back to try to...
I'm sure that they were anticipating 4th down and 1. You got to anticipate that.
Maybe a little trickery there.
Yep. I know
Is that a page out of your playbook?
Oh,
there
yeah. That would have been...
What would you have run there?
I would have snap it to the up back, and you just plow straight ahead for that yard.
On 4th and 1, okay.
On 4th and 1. You know, you have at least 3 or 4 trick punt plays in the book, you know.
I know you always had more.
Only 3 or 4. Can't spend.
But that wasn't for you, like the coaches to have a little extra fun.
Yes, it was.
So Crown Point will take back over here. Ehrlich looks to his right. Pass is complete. This time to the right. Won't get too much yardage. A few yards here to about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, Jacob Jones on the catch right there. Picks up about 5 or 6 yards. You know, Crown Point sort of balancing out the field. They got 2 receivers to the top, to the wide side of the field, 2 receivers to the short side of the field. Let's see if they come out in something a little different, see how they spread the field out. Try and get this Eagle defense to cover the field and take advantage of where there's some open spots.
And it's got to be so challenging. I mean, you throw to 10 different receivers the week before, and those guys are all obviously in the game again today. 2 wide receivers out to the left, and it's going to be a little wildcat formation here as Ellison is going to get the snap and runs ahead. He gets the 1st down out across the 45-yard line into Eagles territory. So they cross midfield.
And it's a 1st down right there for the Bulldogs.
It's a little trickery right off the bat. We were just talking about trick plays, and looked like it was going to go to Ehrlich. He steps to his left, and Ellison takes it and just juts ahead. A nice hole offered by the offensive line.
Yeah, just right, straight simple dive play. Just trying to, with Ehrlich moving to the side, and take that tight end out with him or the defensive end with him.
Ellison gets to run, runs to his right, trying to make a turn around the corner. He does so up to the 25 and knocked out of bounds at around the 20-yard line. In on the tackle was number 11. That is Jaden Harris. He's been very active today. He's had some of those opportunities for returns. They haven't been spectacular, but normally the free safety out there, Jaden Harris, this senior, he had 26 total tackles a season ago and a forced fumble.
Yeah, nice job by the right side of the offensive line. Just got a huge push. Paul Clark and Austin Rivera, right tackle, right guard, respectively.
So we do get another 1st down for the Bulldogs. We're going to step aside for just a moment. You're listening to Game Day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by Von Tobel, building better together.
Yeah, Larry Ellison on that last play popped off about a 15-yard gain, just like I said right before we went to break. Austin Rivera, Paul Clark, right tackle, right guard, did a great job getting that push right up the gut, and he just bounced to the outside and took off.
The Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 here from the 18-yard line on the near hash. Snap goes to Ehrlich. He keeps, throws ahead up the middle and just over the hands of his intended receiver.
A wide open Trevor Gibbs.
Trevor Gibbs on.
Wide open. What they did on that play is they ran the back from the backfield, a little swing pass to the outside, tight end, just released right up the middle of the field. wide open. Great play design. Just a little bit, Ehrlich just a little bit too much on it. Tried to make the perfect pass instead of just floating it out there. There was no defensive back in the neighborhood.
We've been hearing the name Noah Ehrlich for the last couple of seasons. Still only a junior, now coming here to Crown Point after a couple of seasons over as a Bricky. 6:02 to play. Here's the handoff, and running straight ahead and right into the end zone is Larry Ellison.
18-yard rush right up the middle, untouched. Walks in for the touchdown. Nice job of that offensive line getting a great push. Good job by the center and right guard getting that push, getting those guys down the field. The linebackers taken care of, and then Ellis just takes it in, runs over one of the defensive backs right as he's about to score.
So 18-yard run, 1 yard shy of his long from last week, which was 19. And the PAT is up from Brewer, and it is good. So just like that, 14-0 your score with 5:56 here to go in the first. You're listening to Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
You're listening to Game Night right here on the Region Sports Network. At the conclusion of this one, we'll have the Crow Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. The Crow Companies are proud to recognize the superheroes on the gridiron. So getting still here in the first quarter. Brewer will kick things away here to the Eagles, who will have their third opportunity. You get some positive yardage out of the last one. Didn't go for it on fourth down. Were you a little surprised on that one?
Yes, I was, especially as big of a underdog as they are in this game, that they would not go for it.
This one is booted back for a touchback. No opportunity on the return. Actually, that might be just a little bit of a break for the Eagles, because some of the receivers back there have had some slippery hands and have gotten a hold of the ball. Or we had a little collision at one point. So now starting at the 20-yard line was one of the best starting field positions they've had to start the night.
See if we can get a first down out of the Eagles here. Get some momentum going here. Again, it's their first game of the season, so like we talked about a few minutes ago, they've got that beginning season jitters, and with a sophomore quarterback at the helms tonight.
So Roman back in the shotgun. Number 9 in motion here, gets it, hands off to Diesel McFadden, who gets a little run off to the right. Doesn't get much on the play, maybe a yard if that.
Yeah, tried to bounce it to the outside. No room for him to go. Good pursuit by the Bulldogs.
So Logan Roman, the sophomore.
That's gonna be second down and about 9. So a pickup of 1 on that first down play. Got a little trip formation out to the wide side of the field, bunched up together.
Stepping up, shotgun, looking to throw. Throws to his left. It's going to be almost picked off there. Out to the left, that was Jalen Kelly, who had an interception last week. Was looking for his second of the season.
Yeah,
I wasn't really sure where. I think there was a little miscommunication.
Yeah, well, there was a receiver wide open. One of the 3. One went to the outside. One went straight up the middle, and the third receiver just sort of jogged on out there and just stopped. He was wide open. I think the quarterback anticipated him running an out route, and he did the right thing. He did a good read, found the open spot, and just settled in. Wide open.
So it'll be third down again. This has been familiar territory for the Eagles. It has not been successful for them. Roman steps up, has pressure, running to his left, and he's going to get chased. He's going to throw. It's going to be incomplete.
And he did have a receiver wide open down the field as he was scrambling. That was number 6, Stephen Carrera, wide open down the field. But that was number 85, Seamus Molaski, all over him. It looked like he tipped the ball just as he was about ready to throw it. He was scrambling out to his left side. Always as a quarterback, hard to throw as you're rolling out to your left side as a right-handed quarterback.
Yeah, Mulaski was chasing him like he owed him money. And the punt is away. This one's actually a really good one. Crown Point does have someone back to return this time, and he'll take it down at the 40-yard line. Back to return was Jacob Jones on that one. So Crown Point will take over at, beg your pardon, the 41-yard line. So he'll take over there. That's where Ehrlich will go back to work here.
Yeah, and they're Crown Point end of the field, so they've got 59 yards for Pater. Let's see if the Eagles can put up a stand here defensively and keep them out of the end zone.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll have the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Anything with Boilermakers, you know our friend Joe Skavarik is going to be happy about it. Couple wide receivers down here near the near side for the Bulldogs. Ehrlich stepping up, moving to his right. He's got pressure coming. Nice block. Throws down the field. It's going to be caught right on the sideline. This one picked up, and Delich is going to have a foot race. He's moving all the way across the field out to the 10, 5, dives. It's no signal yet.
And it looks like they are going to mark him about 1 yard short of the end zone.
When did his foot step out of bounds? When did he put the ball across the goal line is the question. Delich had pressure coming. He caught it at about the 40-ish yard line and then just took off ahead and ended up making a left cut all the way across the field from the near side all the way to the far corner near that left pylon.
You know what? That play all started with Noah Ehrlich getting out of trouble, and one of his offensive linemen came across and made a nice block so that Ehrlich had an extra second or two to throw the ball, and then found an open receiver down the field, coming up 1 yard short.
Here's the run and in. Ellison again as he runs
direct
in
snap
from. I'm sorry, was it?
Yeah, it was Ellison, but it was just a direct snap right
to him. Okay, so he runs it in. His second touchdown of the night. That's his 5th already of the season.
Let's see.
So Brewer will be on to kick the extra point here. Still 4:11 to go. And the kick is up, and it is through, so it is 21-0 here in the first quarter with 4:11 to go. You're listening to Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network as Von Tobel presents coverage tonight. Von Tobel, your local building materials supplier and design center. Visit vontobel.com to find out more information. Appreciate you joining us here. Michael Brenner here along with Jay Simmons.
I thought I was the one and only Jay Simmons.
There's a reason you're the only. We're gonna keep it that way. I don't think any more softball leagues can handle you.
No, they can't.
All right, back to return. Taking this one ahead for the Eagles. McFadden getting a couple of breaks here. He's going to be out across the 15 on the return as he caught it at about pretty much almost the goal line there. So it's a return of 17 yards for Diesel McFadden. He's also a sophomore on this Eagles team. I don't know, I like the name Diesel. That's a good name.
That's a great name for a fullback.
It's a great name for anybody.
Well, it's a great name for a football player.
I stand by what I said.
Yeah, I know. Yo, Diesel. Gotta like it.
I think he looked up when you said that. I think he looked up later. All right, so 1st and 10 here from the 17-yard line. Eagles trying to get some momentum going on their side because right now it is all in favor of the homestanding Bulldogs. This one a little dump pass up to Carrera, who juts ahead, gets a few yards out across the 20.
Yeah, nice job by the Eagles setting up that screen pass. They let all the Bulldog linemen go after the quarterback. Quarterback does a nice job letting the line come to him, flips it over. The only problem was those linemen weren't able to get up to that next level. If they could have put a helmet on one or two of those linebackers, they had a great play set up right there.
So getting ready to go here, 2nd down coming up. It'll be 2nd down and 5. So Logan Roman, the sophomore, with Carrera in motion from right to left. Again, the Eagles coming right to left on the field. This is Jorge Roman who gets the ball.
Molansky with another tackle.
Yeah, he's had quite a few today already, and I apologize. That was he's a McFadden. I thought I saw a 1 on the back of that jersey, but it was a 0. Because, you know, numbers.
Yeah,
that's third down again.
Third down again. Let's see if they can get a conversion right here on 3rd down.
Is there a...
I mean, if I'm them and I get 4th and 1 or 2, I think I've got to go for it at this point.
Is there a? I'm sure there's a state record of how many 3rd down, non-conversions for a defense there. There's got to be for Indiana, right?
Yes.
Not allowing a 1st down. See what happens here. Roman in motion out to the right. Juts ahead, has some running room, throws ahead, and the pass is incomplete as everything was broken up. He was looking for Aaron Mills, the senior. No flags on the play. As he was running for his life to his right.
After this play, we'll do at least one scoring update, so get ready for that scoreboard update.
The Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update. Yep. You go right ahead.
All right, it is LC is down. All right, we got a.
They're playing Providence Catholic tonight.
Providence Catholic. So Providence Catholic is up 14-7. We have to teach Joe Skvarek that you don't put the losing team first, okay? One of our.
So who was up in that game?
Providence Catholic is up 14-7.
Okay. And the punt is a little bit to the right here, a little off the side of the boot. And this one going to be downed not quite to midfield, so about the 47-yard line, still in Eagle territory for the Crown Point Bulldogs. That was actually a really good game week 2 last year between Lake Central and Providence. I know that's not this game, but it ended up being a 2-point game. It was a safety that ended up pretty much winning that game for Providence. I had that one circled. I actually have a cousin that plays on the Providence team, but he is currently injured at the moment, so not being able to play in the game. Some more Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard updates in just a moment. I can tell you Maryville is up 14-0 over the Hobart Brickies in the 2nd quarter. We're still here in the 1st quarter with 2:12 to go. It's been a little too much scoring from the Bulldogs that is stopping the clock. Already up 21-0 here in the 1st. Ehrlich fakes, runs to his right. Has to dive away from a defender, throws ahead, pass is caught, and running down to the 20-yard line on the near side, Cam Sorsey with a big catch for the senior.
Yeah, nice job, Ehrlich. Just as he was about ready to pass it, a defender came up on him, and then all of a sudden he gave it a great head fake. The defensive lineman dove at his feet, gets out of the pocket, finds a receiver wide open down the field. That is so true to Noah Ehrlich on how he's able to get out of danger right there. And just a nice little head fake, stays within it. And the great thing about him is he keeps his eyes down the field the whole time. He's looking for receivers and finds one wide open.
His development over the last couple of years has been impressive. And now here's to Ellison again, who gets the direct snap, gets across the 10-yard line. He's got to get to the 5, so it's going to be 2nd down and about 2 here.
Well, that's the first time they stopped him.
Yeah, he's been able to kind of run his way wherever he's wanted so far tonight. This is a Crown Point team that has just really made so many strides the last few years.
Well, they bought into what Coach Busia was selling, and they bought in quickly. This first year here, they were 5-5, and then boom, you go 10-1 the next year.
Here's a throw into the end zone for a touchdown, and it's Seamus Molaski.
Yeah, nice throw, nice play fake right there again. Just a simple dive play fake. And the great thing about Ehrlich is he extends that dive fake and freezes those linebacker, and the tight end just pops right over behind those frozen linebackers, and he makes the catch wide open in the end zone.
And I've got Ehrlich tonight so far kicking or throwing to about 4 or 5 different receivers, so he's well on his way. As Brewer, his extra point is good, and it's 28-0 here in the first. There's still 1:14 to go in the opening quarter. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo at 2600 Beach Street, where you could buy individual cuts of beef completely raised in Hebron. From single pounds of ground beef to filet mignon, Better Beef of Indiana has it all. Visit their website at betterbeefindiana.com. Follow them on Facebook or call the owner, Kevin, directly at 219-508-5797. Better Beef of Indiana, where quality meets value.
Welcome back as Von Tobel presents Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. Von Tobel with locations in Cherryville, Valparaiso, and Michigan City. Check them out on the web at vontobel.com to find out more.
I touched something in it.
You broke my phone. No, I'm kidding. You didn't break it. I just got to figure out what you did here.
I didn't.
I don't know what you did. I know you want to get those scores out.
Yes, I do.
All right.
The fans are waiting
I'm gonna
eagerly.
leave it right there. Don't you touch it.
I'm not touching anything.
All right. Eagles about to get the ball here. It'll be a touchback as it goes into the end zone. So the Eagles will pick it up here at the 20-yard line. Eagles out of William Howard Taft High School in Chicago. Coach Zach Elders. Team was 7-7 last year, 5-2 in their conference play. Averaged around 23 points a game. What do you think, 23 points? I mean, that's going to get you some victories.
Yes, definitely.
At least 7. It helps if you put those readers on.
Yep.
Don't forget, sir, we're on the air.
Yes, we are.
1:14 to go here in the opening quarter. Eagles trying to get something going. It's been tough sledding so far against a really tough defense. Carrera, the ball handler, and he is taken down by about 75 different players on the field right now for the Crown Point Bulldogs. I mean, I think literally everyone on the defense was there to make the tackle.
Yeah, they are swarming the ball all over the place.
So Carrera tried to get some room, and it's going to be a loss of yard or so.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are playing mighty aggressive out there right now, and they are doing a nice job.
2nd and 11, play clock winding down. It's at 7 at the moment, and they're not even at the line yet, moving down to 2. And the play clock has stopped, and it looks like we're going to have a timeout. So we will step aside. You are listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by Von Tobel. At the conclusion of this one, we'll have the proud Union home play of the game presented by IKORCC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters.
We got one of those right here already that came at 4:09, a 58-yard pass from Ehrlich to Dillich for 58-yard game when they were 59 yards away.
Not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad at all.
That's just a candidate. That's not
That's
a winner
a candidate. That is a candidate.
Yeah, don't be revealing too many secrets.
No.
Here. We've got only 26 seconds left in the opening quarter, so there's still more action to have here. Roman running to his right, throws ahead, pass is complete, out across the 25. Steven Tantchev is the receiver, the senior. Last season at 18 catches for 171 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, Roman was able to get outside the pocket, had nobody in front of him. The tight end right there just ran a nice little out route, wide open, and that takes us to the end of the first quarter.
So we're at the end of one. You're listening to Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
If you work with industrial, pneumatics, or hydraulics, and you're in need of maintenance or repair, you need the right connection. For over 20 years, Hose Connections in Hammond has been the premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop for sales and service of pneumatics and hydraulics. Hose Connections continues to grow their network of industry contacts, which allows them to meet even your toughest expectations. To learn more, visit HoseConnectionsInc.com. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Start of the second quarter, and well, if you're the Crown Point Bulldogs, you've been pretty good so far tonight. And you start the second quarter with the first bit of laundry that has entered the floor here today. The first flag of the game, and it goes
offsides on the defense. Yep, first down, Eagles.
That's the first down of the evening, so a good way to start your second quarter here. New quarter, new life. Runner in motion. They hand to that runner. It is Tantchev, who is taken down across the 25-yard line. The play started at the 32, and now all of a sudden right back down to the 27.
Number 21 for the Bulldogs came up with a great play, was able to push the block off and able to get outside and make a nice play.
That is Nate Kolk, by the way. And we have a meeting here. Do we have a timeout called?
Well, it looks like we were fooled, and it is now the official end of the second quarter, or first quarter.
Oh, so the first quarter was not officially.
That was a timeout, apparently.
Okay, so now we're at the end of the quarter. So we'll keep it right here on the Region Sports Network. I know Jay is feverishly writing down some of those scores.
Let's get to some of those scores.
All right, our Strachey Van Til hometown scoreboard update. Jay, take it away.
All right, here we go. Let's go. LaPorte 7, Lowell 0. All these are in the first quarter. River Forest 19, Calumet Warriors 0. Munster and Griffith knotted up at 0 at the end of the first quarter. Highland 19, Whiting 0. That is at the end of the first quarter. Hammond Central 7, Hammond Morton 0. Bowman Academy and IC Catholic Prep 0 that's IC Catholic Prep from Illinois. And Valparaiso 21, Andrean 6. Maryville 14, Hobart 0. We'll get to a couple more of these scores after this play.
Okay, so now the official start of the second quarter. We beg your pardon. Roman throws to his left or to his right, and Diesel McFadden gets met immediately. And it'll be loss of yardage all the way back. They started at the 30. That was up to the 33, and now they're all the way back to the 24-yard line. So that's a loss of a lot.
Yeah, that was a nice job. Logan Rodriguez, number 49, came up and made the tackle just as he was catching the swing pass right in the backfield, fought off a blocker, and got in there and made the big hit. It is going to be third down and a lot. Looks like about third down and 20.
down an 18 on the board, but yeah, we'll see. Same difference. Did you have a play call for this one?
Yep. Chuck it down the field.
Just throw it. And we have a flag on the play. In the backfield.
Delay a game on the Eagles.
So that's gonna back them up a little bit. So the 18 is gonna turn into a country mile.
And so it would be 23. Where's Mr. Gustus when we need our higher math?
I can call him if you want. We can get him on. He can do that for us. Just giving all the Clark shout-outs today, huh?
That's right.
Little Skavarik, little Gustus. Throwing now on third down, almost intercepted, pass incomplete, so it'll be fourth down for the Eagles. They had a first down. They've got one so far in the game. It is just tough sledding. This Bulldogs defense is not letting up. It is just relentless.
Well, and you know what? Logan Roman for the Eagles was able to get outside of the pocket, and he did throw it to an open receiver, but Dominic Fenton, am I saying that right, number 7?
Yeah, Dom Fanton, yep.
Fanton comes out there and gets right in between the receiver, and the ball goes right over his head, but the receiver had his vision blocked, and it bounced right off his helmet.
Tanchev has been busy tonight as the punter. This one will land at about the 35-yard line for the Bulldogs. They're in Eagles territory. They're going
25-yard punt.
Yep, they're going right to left on the field, so they'll take over with a few yards to go, really, as we got free T-shirts being thrown into the crowd. Maybe we can get one of those. You're on my head. You're on my cord here. I'm going to see if I can get a T-shirt. I don't know if they'll throw into the booth or not.
I don't think they're going to make it.
No? Why not? I've seen people do it. Oh, they're not throwing them anymore. That'd be quite comical, though. Although knowing me, I'd probably fumble it. So
I wasn't going to say anything.
I'll say it myself. I know what you were thinking. So the Bulldogs at the 35 have 35 yards to go. Ehrlich with the snap. Keeps. Looks to throw. Down the field toward the end zone.
It is picked off by number 10.
It is picked off. Tanchev, who just punted it to the 35. Steven Tanchev.
Oh, yeah. Nice job there.
So an
interception. Should have been on the other side right there. But, yeah, great call.
So Noah Ehrlich turns the ball over for the first time tonight, his second pick of the season.
Tanchev played it perfectly, was right about a half a step behind the receiver on the post pattern, and just as the ball got there, both the receiver and the defensive back went up for it, but Tanchev had inside position on the receiver and was able to go up and get the ball. Ehrlich needed to throw that sooner and just a hair deeper.
Oh, we got more T-shirts flying around. I'm going to have you get one of those. You got longer arms than I do. So Roman with another opportunity here. The Eagles with a little new life. Hand off to the running back, who is stopped immediately with a loss of a yard. So second down and 11 coming up here at the 19-yard line. They're trying to get to the 30.
Yeah, I think the running in between the tackles is a no-go for them.
Yeah, the interception was taken in the end zone, so it turns into a touchback. So at the 19, so a loss of 1 here as Carrera, the junior.
Oh, we got a correction on one of the scores. It is Hanover Central 14, Morton 0.
Roman gets the snap, gives to his running back, and is stopped immediately. And again, a loss of a couple more. So now at the 17-yard line, this drive started at the 20. They were going backwards, like in a lot of ways, not trying to be insulting, but this is the direction they've been going most of the night.
Yes, they have. They've only had a handful of positive plays so far. So they need to put it together here quickly. It's going to be 3rd and 13. As they need to get out to the 30-yard line, and it looks like that we've got a timeout.
So a timeout taken, so we will take it with him. You're listening to Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. 3rd and 13 here for the Eagles, trying to get some positive yardage here. Roman steps back, runs ahead. He's got room. He's going to meet the defenders as he slides out across the 20. He's going to be well shy of the 30-yard line, but at least got some positive yardage out of that run. You're the quarterback.
Yeah, it looks like he did a nice job scrambling out of the pocket. It looks like he got to the 24-yard line, 25-yard line, so it's going to be 4th down and 5.
So let me ask you this. It's the second quarter. You're down 28-0. Do you take the risk of, I know it's at the 25-yard line, do you take the risk of just trying to get some yardage here to keep the drive going? I know only 25 yards from there, if you turn the ball over, but.
Yeah, I think I'd go for it here. Got nothing to lose at this point in the game.
Danchev back to punt. He had the interception earlier. This one out of bounds, just shy of the 50, so the Bulldogs will take over. Still inside the Eagle zone. It's been a few times tonight that's happened. So no harm done on the interception. I know you got a Shrek and Van Zyl hometown score.
Yeah, we do. We
update.
got Michigan City 14, Lafayette Jeff 14 in the second quarter. Another update in the second quarter. Maryville 21, Hobart nothing. Finally a score in the Griffith-Munster game at the end of the first quarter. Griffith up 6-0. And last one we have Northwood Panthers 28, Portage 6, Providence Catholic 14, Lake Central 7 in the second quarter.
So Bulldogs will take over here at the 48-yard line. And off to their running back who juts ahead out across the 45.
Yep, number 41 for the Bulldogs.
It's going to be Nico Pavlo.
At number 2 on your depth chart at the running back position.
I got it. So out across the 45 now at the 44-yard line to get things going here on second down. Ehrlich to his left. Pass is caught. Soley makes the turn, stays in bounds, is eventually knocked out of bounds out across the 35-yard line. He's taken out at about, looks like they might mark it right at the 35. We'll see the officials officially put it.
Yeah, Soley did a nice job right there. Was trip receivers to the wide side of the field. Soley was the slot out of the 3. The outside receiver blocked down. The inside receiver blocked out. Found a nice little seam. Picked up a good job on open field running.
Oh, and we got a lot of movement here.
Well, the center forgot to snap the ball. Everybody moved but the center.
Well, and that's the guy that needs to move it
Yes,
first.
he does. Hey, again, you had trips to the wide side. That's the far side of the field. Hash to the left here. One receiver to the left. It looks like now Crown Point is trying to spread the field out to the wide side and take advantage of those open little spaces to that side.
Nico Pavlu, by the way, on that pronunciation. I apologize on that one.
So it's going to be first down and 15 for the Bulldogs.
Waiting for the snap. Play clock down to 5. Ehrlich looking for someone in motion here. Play clock winding down. He gets the snap at the 1, but we do have a whistle.
And it looks
Coach,
like
Busia may have called a timeout. It
Yep.
looks like just because he was getting nervous, but they actually had the snap off in time. But Coach Busia realized, hey, you know what? We got 7:34 left here in this in the first half. Might as well. It's okay to burn one.
Well, here's what you do with your timeouts. At least this is as far as I take it, is you in the first half, use your timeouts whenever you need it. You don't need to save them for the last 2 minutes of the game. In the second half, never use them until the last 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. I mean, never. You can break. There are some certain times you might want to break that rule, but usually, unless it's 2 minutes in the fourth quarter or less, that's the only time you use those timeouts. Even if you have to take a delay game penalty in the second half, you take it.
We got a little insight there on from the mind of Jay Simmons on the coaching aspects here. So Crown Point will take back over here at the 40. I think I always learned something when I listened to you call.
Yeah, Wheeler Bearcats 14, Kankakee Valley 12 in the second quarter. Rensselaer Central 36, North Newton 0 in the second quarter. That's another hometown scoreboard brought to you by Strachan Van Tills.
Look at you.
Yeah, how about it, man?
I was starting to pay you a compliment. You just jumped right into the scores. I was like, I know normally you would take a second to listen to the praise, but.
Hey, you got to keep people updated on those scores. That's important.
I know.
A lot of action going on in week 2 of the region.
First down and 15. Running ahead is the running back. Pavlu again. Oh, sorry, that was...
No, that was Pavlu, Nico Pavlu. Pavlu does a nice job. He is really a downhill runner. And let's see, what year is he? And he's a junior, 6'1", 195. You notice his feet just never stop. He makes contact, his feet even get going faster.
That's when injuries happen, when your feet officially stop and the
That's
play
it.
is still going. Ehrlich looking to throw. He's got pressure. Pass is going to be caught. Pavlu again. This one up for some positive yardage. He breaks some tackles out across the 20. And in between the hash marks, goes down just shy of the 15-yard line.
Yep,
A play
we got a flag on the play back at the 35.
It's going to be a shame if that comes back, because if there was nothing there at first and then Pavlu made something happen, a candidate for our play of the game. And so we got holding. Maybe that's why there was a hole available for Pavlu to get through.
Yeah,
so
but
it's going to back it up.
Pavlu made a great catch on that little screen pass out to the left side. Ehrlich threw it just a tad high, but Pavlu came it down with it and made a great run. Made 2 or 3 guys miss, got to the open field, and then as they tackle him, they threw him forward for another 5 yards.
It was like watching you back in the day jumping up for those passes.
I didn't run like that, though, after the catch.
I didn't say run. I said the jumping for the catch.
Yes, that was me.
Pay attention to the wording.
Yep.
Delayed handoff here as Ellison jumps forward as we're at the 45-yard line now with the Bulldogs trying to get to the 25. So that was second down and 20 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Ellison just ran right into a wall of Eagles right there. Looks like the Eagles sideline getting a little excited about that play. They all of a sudden the coaching staff waking up over there.
It was something that they saw, maybe that they wanted acknowledged. 6:19 left to go here in the opening half. Ehrlich moves out to his right, throws ahead, pass is incomplete. The intended target was Landon Delich.
Yeah, Ehrlich just a little bit late on that pass. He needed to get it released about a second sooner because the wide receiver out there was running out of real estate, was trying to tiptoe on the sidelines and at the same time reach out of bounds to make the catch and just wasn't able to come up with it. Like I said, Ehrlich needed to throw that ball just a split second sooner, give the receiver some room to work with on the sideline.
Connecting the first half and the second half of tonight's game, it's the Hose Connections halftime report presented by Hose Connections, proven under pressure.
Fourth down and
a while.
Yep, 18, and they're going for it.
Looking to throw down the middle. Pass is caught. Mulaski up, and it might be borderline first down.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be right near the 25-yard line where they needed to gain. Did they get it?
Let's see, it's going to be a close one.
We might have to get out the index card or something to see where they officially
they
marked
gave it to him.
So it's going to be a first down. What a play on fourth down at the 45, getting to the 25 for a pickup of 20 yards. Mulaski able to make the catch and gain more.
Mulaski was wide open in the middle of the field. Ehrlich felt a little pressure coming at him, threw it right to the tight end, just sitting in the middle of the field, and Mulaski at 6'5", 245 just bowled his way through the first down.
Hand off to Ellison, who juts to the right, is going to be stopped immediately. And now all of a sudden the momentum that Crown Point had certainly felt like they were just kind of willing and enforcing their way through here at home, and now all of a sudden things are slowing up a little bit. A few penalties have knocked them back, and now all of a sudden the Eagles' defense is making some stops.
Yeah, but they gave up the big fourth down play, momentum killer right there.
Quick throw out to the right to Delich, who makes the catch out across the 20, trying to get to the 15, so that'll be a little bit more positive yardage, and just like that, it'll be third down coming up in a short gain.
Yeah, they had trip receivers to the outside again, throwing to the middle receiver. Two guys is running downfield. Slot receiver right there backs up a step, catches the ball, just fouls his blockers and gets a nice gain on first down or second down. It's going to be third down and 4.
Ellison gets the play call. He'll signal it into Ehrlich there as he was on the sideline. So he stands behind Ehrlich now. Again, 3 wide receivers, 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top. Ellison with the run. He gets stopped immediately. He's out across the 20, and he's going to be picking up a yard. He's about the 18-yard line. He's going to be another yard to go, so it's fourth down and about 3 here. We'll see. I mean, they already went for it once. And here's the thing for Crown Point on that fourth down. This is what I was kind of getting at earlier, Jay. For the Eagles, you have nothing. I mean, at that point, you're down 28-0. Just go for the fourth down. Crown Point decided, hey, you know what? We're up 28-0. We'll go for the fourth down. If we don't get it, oh well. We're at close to midfield.
I would have said run your kicking field goal team out there and practice some field goals, some distance.
Long-range field goals.
Yep. I mean, but they are kicking into a pretty strong breeze, about 10 to 15 miles an hour.
Little shift here and running ahead, getting the first down for the Bulldogs on the far hash. And it was Trevor Gibbs with the keep. A little swing to him there, and he ran on that hash and made the first down happen, and now it's first and goal, Bulldogs.
Yeah, nice job right there, getting a good push up the middle.
And we're going to have a flag on the play. A little too much movement at the start of this one.
Yeah, they were trying to run some players on and off the field, the Eagles were, and it looks like they're going to call offsides on the Eagles on that play.
So that puts Crown Point a little bit closer here now. So the ball will be on the 5-yard line.
First down and goal at the 5-yard line.
Ehrlich out there.
Bulldogs running a bunch of people on and off the field.
Pavlou comes out, Ellison back in. Delich is out there. He's running, trying to get back to the line. And because the play clock was winding down, we have another timeout.
4 seconds left on the play clock.
And so we'll have a timeout taken by the Bulldogs. We will step aside. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here along with Jay Simmons. We'll have the Host Connection halftime report for you coming up in just a little bit. We'll run through more of those scores. And well, there's been lots of recap on the side of the Bulldogs, not so much on the Eagles side.
The Eagles do have a first down.
So there's something to cheer about. Gibbs is in motion, the handoff, or the not handoff, the throw towards the end zone, and it's going to be run in as Trevor Gibbs grabs himself a touchdown from 5 yards out.
Gibbs came in motion, was the tight end, tight end came in motion, fake to the fullback. Gibbs just runs a little flat pattern, wide open. And no, Ehrlich couldn't miss that one. He was wide open in the flat about 5 yards from him. Just flipped on the ball. Gibbs just waltzes into the end zone.
So Brewer on for the PAT. Freshman putting it through, and it is 35-0 your score for the Bulldogs over the Eagles. You're listening to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo at 2600 Beach Street, where you could buy individual cuts of beef completely raised in Hebron. From single pounds of ground beef to filet mignon, Better Beef of Indiana has it all. Visit their website at betterbeefindiana.com. Follow them on Facebook or call the owner, Kevin, directly at 219-508-5797. Better Beef of Indiana, where quality meets value.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Jay, I think we have some fans down here. We got some kids waving.
Yeah, they're waving down to the field, not at you.
They're looking right at me. 35-0 your score here. Crown Point on top. That's because you started looking, so they turned back around.
Yeah,
Oliver Brewer, again, the freshman. Solid on PATs tonight. He's got all 5. Give him 6 on the year. His kick is away for the Eagles. It bounces at the 20. This one picked up, and he will go down at about the 11-yard line for the Eagles. That was Jorge Roman, who was able to take that one and then bring it down at the 11-yard line. So again, not the greatest of field positions for the Eagles yet again here in the second quarter. 3:30 to go here in the opening half. And
as we have the, what is it? What team is down there? They're shooting up some shirts into the stadium.
Yeah, it looks like the maybe the robotics
team. Looks pretty cool. All kinds of exciting things happening here at Bulldog Stadium.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is a happening zone. You got the whole offense is huddled up in one of the tents over here to look at some of the plays they've already been running. Eagles will take the ball here, running ahead, and this one is going to be taken down by Diesel McFadden right at about the 15-yard line. So,
yeah, McFadden was going to hand off the ball, and it looked like it was a wildcat formation. He was supposed to hand off the ball, and the running back coming through the play, didn't think he was getting the ball, so the ball immediately went straight to the ground, and Diesel came up with the fumble. It's going to be 2nd down and 12. Now, all of a sudden, Chicago Taft is having some personnel issues right here, trying to get the guys on the field. Looks like they stopped the play clock.
Well, and as we mentioned, this is their first game of the season.
They're definitely feeling it today. That first game,
So I don't know how your game was last week. We saw some sloppiness in our game last week over at Hobart from both sides, as to be expected in game 1 of a season. Play clock winding down to 5 here at the moment for the Eagles. 3 wide receivers, but they're going to try to jut ahead, and there's going to be nowhere to go as the defense for Crown Point steps up yet again.
What do you say, a pack of dogs made that tackle?
The whole swarm.
No, it's Bulldogs. It's a pack. It's a pack of dogs right there. Just the whole defense is swarming, doing a great job. You can tell by the way they pursue that is one of the things they work on at practice, because the whole team is flowing as the ball is moving in the backfield. They are mirroring it and flowing to the ball. It is good coaching out there by the Bulldogs coaching staff on how they get around on the defensive side of the ball.
I see what you were trying to do. You were trying to make it funny is what you were trying to do.
Yes, I was.
Roman running to his left. Ball is blocked and tipped. And it'll fall down, and it'll be picked up at about the 11-yard line.
Again, we say Seamus Molaski batted that ball down. He got a paw up and knocked it down.
There you go again. Hey.
We're going to get all of them in tonight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have a checklist in front of you of all the ones you wanted to get in. So, okay, you cross 2 off now. But I think you used the Paul one earlier. So.
Yes, I did when Seamus Molaski blocked the punt.
Also notice I keep moving to the left a little bit here.
The court is only so far. You can't run away.
And the punt is away. It will get to about the 20 or 40-yard line, 45, rolling to about the 50, and it's back into Bulldog territory as it stayed in bounds. So the Bulldogs will take over at about their own 48, 47-yard line. Still not bad field position to start things up here. We're still 134.
What are we waiting for? What's the halftime?
Our Host Connection halftime report.
There we go, baby.
Host Connections. They're proven under pressure.
Just like you, right there. I threw some pressure on you, and you came through.
I got it. Done this once or twice.
No, for some reason, it must have been a penalty on the play we didn't see. They are moving the ball back. Oh, now they're moving it back up.
So it's at the 47.
Oh, now it's at the 49 of Crown Point.
Okay, well, it's just somewhere in that 45 to 50 area, we'll say. Ehrlich passes it off to the left side. Jutting ahead on the near side, Nick Soley, the senior. Last week, 7 catches, 158 yards. He had a 41-yard catch last week.
Yeah, Soley with a nice job. The only mistake he made was he didn't get out of bounds, but the clock does stop on the first down.
So $1:20 left here in the opening half. Ehrlich gets the snap, throws to his right quickly. Catch is made by Soley yet again out across the 40.
Yeah, Soley, the slot receiver right there, just a simple little stop route. The outside receiver just runs off the defensive back. Soley, they're playing so deep. Soley gets 5-6 yards down the field before he gets hit, so it's going to be second down. Oh, and a 15-yard.
Defensive face mask call against the Eagles.
Must have been on Soley, even though Soley's back was to us, so we couldn't see the face mask. 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the first quarter.
I got a video of Mr. T up on the board.
That's your hero, right?
I pity the fool. Ehrlich stepping up, looking to the end zone. Pass is caught into the end zone on the far side of the field.
That number 8.
To number 8, Jacob Soley.
Jacob Soley, the receiver on that one in the far corner of the end zone out to the right. A really nice play there.
Yeah, all they did was pump fake to the receiver that stopped. They've been running that play the whole drive. Pump fake to the receiver that was stopped. The inside slot receiver then runs a streak pattern wide open down the field. PAT good. 42-0.
So Soley again, Soley with a touchdown, and another extra point is good. We'll step aside. You're listening to Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by Von Tobel. Von Tobel, your local building materials supplier and design center. Visit vontobel.com for more information. 42-0 your score with 1 minute to go in the opening half, excuse me. And Brewer will kick things away yet again. 6 PATs made tonight. Give him 7 on the season. And he kicks this one away with 1 minute to go in the half. It'll bounce at the 20, take a Crown Point roll, and we've got a collision, a big-time collision, and it might be a fumble and picked up by the Bulldogs at the 15-yard line. It may have been touched.
It doesn't matter. It's a kickoff. Once the ball goes 10 yards, it is anybody's ball.
And down on the ground, holding his head, looks to be Steven Carrera, who tried to get that ball, and then barreling in were a couple of Bulldogs to try to make a tackle.
Yeah, he looked like they were both going for the ball, and it looked like he caught a shoulder pad right upside the head. But, I mean, it was an incidental contact because both players were going for the ball. And it looked like another turnover or a turnover for the Eagles. So it's going to be first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. It looks like they got the ball spotted at about the 15-yard line.
So while they tend to Carrera, we're going to step aside for just a moment. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I am proud that my family's been doing business here for nearly 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families being torn apart by the negligence of others, and everything from unguarded openings at construction sites to reckless driving on our roads. Our experienced attorneys, paralegals, and staff know that insurance companies and their lawyers will go to great lengths to avoid paying compensation. Do not waste your one and only opportunity to seek fair compensation for your loss. Give the Gladish Law Group a call and put our team to work for you.
If you work with industrial, pneumatics, or hydraulics, and you're in need of maintenance or repair, you need the right connection. For over 20 years, Hose Connections in Hammond has been the premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop for sales and service of pneumatics and hydraulics. Hose Connections continues to grow their network of industry contacts, which allows them to meet even your toughest expectations. To learn more, visit HoseConnectionsInc.com. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Welcome to Public Bar and Rec, located in downtown Crown Point, a place for good games, good drinks, and good food. So come in and make it public. Try to survive zombie dodgeball, score a hole-in-one playing golf, or choose from over 13 multi-sport simulator games while fueling your competition with a variety of appetizers, entrees, and beverages. We have games for all ages with our family-friendly hours till 9 p.m. Reserve your simulator at publicbarandrec.com and let the fun begin.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Still in the second quarter here. We got about 57 seconds left as our injured player is making his way to the sideline, walking under his own power. So that's always a good sign to see as he is walking with the coach and the trainers. Taking his time though. So he'll make his way to the sideline and get looked at over the course of the halftime, but we've got 57 seconds left here. The Bulldogs will take over again after they were kicking things off, but we were able to return, or were able to get the ball after on the live possession there. The injured player, looks like Carrera out there, didn't grab the ball as quickly as he needed to and took a shoulder to the head. So now, just like that, Crown Point will take over here. Running ahead for the Crown Point Bulldogs on the handoff. Tommy Gadego on the carry with Logan Hack.
Then you got number 15 in there at quarterback.
Logan Hack throws to the left, picked up by Soley.
Solely with a nice job. For a receiver, he does a nice job making some moves and making people miss. Gets a nice pickup there on second down, third down, and about 5.
Clock stops with about 17 seconds left here. The official has stopped the clock as Hat waiting for something here. There's going to be the near side official is going to the referee with the white hat to explain something here. Not sure what's going on. So they're going to reset the game clock to 20 seconds.
He must have went out of bounds right there.
So 20 seconds remains here in the opening half. We'll have the Hose Connection halftime report for you here in just a moment. On the other side of the last break, Hat looking to his left. Pass is caught out and across the 10. Pass is caught by Cam Sorsey. So 4th down coming here in just a couple of yards as they're inside the 10. It's going to be officially marked at the 8-yard line. So 4th and trying to get two for the first down, 8 for a touchdown potentially. So that personnel coming back in, Mulaski back out there. Hat still in. Hat hands off to the running back who runs into the end zone. Tommy Guadagno, the junior, in for the touchdown.
That was Tommy. What was it?
Guadagno.
And as they're ready to kick the extra point, the holder has to run out onto the field. He must have forgot about kicking the extra point. That would be Ehrlich. Hey, wake up on the sidelines.
And another PHC made for Oliver Brewer, the freshman. And so 12 seconds still remains in the half. You're listening to Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by Von Tobel. That's Von Tobel with locations in Valparaiso, Cherville, and Michigan City. Check out vontobel.com for more information. We love information. Jay loves information.
Yes, I do.
He loves writing, too. He's a scribbling man over here.
Yep, trying to get all those hometown scoreboards by Strack and Van Til ready for our halftime break. Our Hose Connection.
Connection halftime report. Yeah, you got it. 20 years, finally starting to get the hang of this thing.
Yeah, you know what? Some things that are...
Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's right. Thank you. I was looking for something. You bailed me out.
I got you. We go back a long way, sir. More than 20 years.
That's right.
You forgot you were my elementary school PE teacher, too. I'm going to throw you under the bus on that one. Brewer kicks this one away.
Man, I'm old.
I wasn't going to say it. I just kind of alluded to it. And stopped immediately and taken out of bounds out across the 25-yard line.
Number 13 for the Eagles.
Yep, on the return for the Eagles. Jaramillo Wellington Jaramillo.
Well, if I'm the Eagles right here, I'd just take a knee and go into halftime.
7 seconds remain. We have a shout out for 11-year-old Ben Fox today. Happy birthday to Ben, the big old 11 here today. Got some fans coming up to the press box to give him some birthday shout outs. $11 years old. It's a while for us.
Yes, it is.
And that'll be the knee, and that will be the first half of action between the Taft Eagles and the Crown Point Bulldogs. 49-0 your score. You're listening to Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo at 2600 Beach Street, where you could buy individual cuts of beef completely raised in Hebron. From single pounds of ground beef to filet mignon, Better Beef of Indiana has it all. Visit their website at betterbeefindiana.com. Follow them on Facebook or call the owner, Kevin, directly at 219-508-5797. Better Beef of Indiana, where quality meets value.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I am proud that my family's been doing business here for 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families being torn apart by the negligence of others, and everything from unguarded openings at construction sites to reckless driving on our roads. Our experienced attorneys, paralegals, and staff know that insurance companies and their lawyers will go to great lengths to avoid paying compensation. Do not waste your one and only opportunity to seek fair compensation for your loss. Give the Gladish Law Group a call and put our team to work for you.
If you work with industrial, pneumatics, or hydraulics, and you're in need of maintenance or repair, you need the right connection. For over 20 years, Hose Connections in Hammond has been the premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop for sales and service of pneumatics and hydraulics. Hose Connections continues to grow their network of industry contacts, which allows them to meet even your toughest expectations. To learn more, visit HoseConnectionsInc.com. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by Von Tobel. Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog football and say, "Go Bulldogs!" Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in-city services, and encouraging smart growth. Mayor Land and the Pace team invite everyone at Bulldog Park for a variety of concerts, including Lone Star with special guest Jameson Rogers on September 3rd. For more information, contact the Pace Department at 219-661-2271. I'm sure we can probably get Jay to sing a number or two with Lone Star. Not a bad group to have here in the Hub City. Speaking of the Hub City, Crown Point Bulldogs lead at 49-0 on the scoreboard as a little tune in here to the Crown Point marching band and in the flag team. Color guard, excuse me. Make sure I get that right, the color guard. Go through the scoring here, Jay.
Yes.
There's been a lot of it for the Crown Point Bulldogs.
If I forget, it's all Bulldogs. All right, here we go. All right, that is the start. The start to first quarter. Landon Dillich pass from Noah Ehrlich, 10 yards. That came at 9:31 in first quarter. Then we had Larry Ellison Crown Point Bulldog, 18-yard run that came at 5:56. And by the way, I don't even have to throw this in. All the PATs were good. Again, Larry Ellison, 1-yard run that came at 4:11 in the first quarter. But the play before to set up that 1-yard scamper, Ehrlich to Delich on a 58-yard pass play. And I think, do we have some video of that possibly?
We do.
We do. All right. We'll be showing that later tonight. And it looked like it might have been a maybe. Could be, possibly.
There was some debate. I do got to mention here real quick, Jay, though, that you are watching the Host Connect, or you're listening to the Host Connections halftime report, brought to you by Host Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. Visit them on the hostconnectionsinc.com. Host Connections, proven under pressure. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. So pressure is going to be the fans tell us did he score or did he not score. So that, but Ellison was happy he didn't score because he got the 1-yard touchdown run. That came at 4:11. Then, let's see, that's 20-0. That would end. Then we have Seamus Molaski, a 9-yard pass from Noah Ehrlich. That came with 1 minute left in the first quarter. That makes it 28-0 to end the first quarter. Then Trevor Gibbs, 35, scores on a 5-yard pass from Noah Ehrlich. And it was a great play because what they did on that particular play was they ran at the fake. Trevor Gibbs was coming in motion, and then away from the play, Trevor Gibbs is sort of flattens out, runs the arrow pattern into the flat, and boom, wide open for the touchdown. Nice pass by Ehrlich. Great play fake by Noah Ehrlich right there. And that's one of the things we saw from him last year at Hobart, that he was a great play faker. He draws that defense in and then throws it right over the top of him, and he's also a great extender of the play. Then with 3:33 left in the second quarter for first half, Jacob Soley with a 15-yard pass from Noah Ehrlich. I'm starting to sound repetitive here. Noah Ehrlich with another pass. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown passes in the first half for Noah Ehrlich. That made it 42-0, and we still got one more score to go. That was Tommy. You're going to have to help me with this one.
Guadagno
with the 5-yard run, and that came with 12 seconds left in the first half. So it's been an eventful first half for the Bulldogs.
A long, laborious half, with timeouts and some injuries, and just a lot of scoring where the clock stops, which means that it just kind of takes a little bit longer than maybe we're used to. So we're at halftime here at Crown Point High School, trying to get another win for the Bulldogs here for Indiana. And you are tuned into the Host Nation halftime report. Did you have another comment?
I was going to say, when we come back from this break, we're going to be doing the hometown scoreboard update brought to you by Strack and Van Til.
All right, so make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're listening to Game Night here on the Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com economyelectricheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. You're watching RSN Game Night coverage presented by Von Tobel. Build better together. All right, we've got those Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard updates for you. Jay is about ready to jump out of his seat. He's so excited.
I live for this. All right, here we go. Let's start it off. All these scores are at the halftime or just the start of the third quarter. Here we go. LaPorte and Lowell tied up at 7. Oh, another one tied up. Michigan City and Lafayette Jeff tied up at 14. River Forest 26, Calumet Warriors 0. That's in the third quarter. At halftime, we got Griffith and Munster. Griffith 14, Munster 13. Let's continue on.
That's a close one.
Yes, it is. Barn burner. And then we got the Highland Trojans. The Trojans 39, Whiting 0. Hanover Central 14.
I know that score really upsets you. I know you're sad by that.
No, I'm not. It makes my day. Hanover, number 5 in the RSM polls, 14. Hammond Morton, number 10 in the RSM polls, 0. Let's continue our way on down. Valparaiso Vikings, 41. Andran, 12. In the third quarter on this score, Maryville, 24. Hobart, 6. Our score here 49-0, Crown Point over Chicago Taft. Let's see, continuing on down at the half, Providence Catholic 21, Lake Central 14. Hanging tough.
Yeah.
I like it.
It was a 2-point win for Providence a season ago.
Yeah. Boone Grove 32, South Bend Clay 6. That's at the half. Wheeler 14, KV, Kankakee Valley 12. All right, let's go to the last page. And we got a baseball score. Chesterton 6, Warsaw 5. That is in the fourth inning from the fourth quarter. All right. Northwood Panthers 35, Portage 7, Rensselaer Central 50, North Newton 0. And that is late in the third quarter. That is your scoreboard update.
Brought to you by Strack and Van Til. So thank you, Jay, for that one. We're going to step aside for just a moment. We're going to get set for the second half. JJ's going to some of the adjust teams, and we'll bring you that on the other side of the break. You're listening to Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I'm proud that my family's been doing business here for nearly 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families being torn apart by the negligence of others, everything from unguarded openings at construction sites to reckless driving on our roads. Our experienced attorneys, staff know that insurance companies to avoid paying compensation. Do not waste your one and only opportunity. Compensation for your loss. Give the Gladish Law Group a call and put our team to work for you.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
If you work with industrial, pneumatics, or hydraulics, and you're in need of maintenance or repair, you need the right connection. For over 20 years, Hose Connections in Hammond has been the premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop for sales and service of pneumatics and hydraulics. Hose Connections continues to grow their network of industry contacts, which allows them to meet even your toughest expectations. To learn more, visit HoseConnectionsInc.com. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by Von Tobel. We are in the Hose Connections halftime report. In the halftime report brought to you by Hose Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. Visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsinc.com. Hose Connections, proven under pressure. And don't forget, after game, join Mike Jamia and Jack Theo from the Centier Bank studio. They'll bring you all the scores and highlights from games around the region, all from Centier Bank studio. Are you going back there?
Not this week because they have two people, but
I got you.
I think
you did double duty last week.
Yeah, I did, but it was fun. Those two guys, going to have a good time. Now, who reads the scores better, me or those guys back at the studio? I get it. Hey, I'm right here next to you. So
I'm not in a position to answer that question at the moment. I believe we have something else to talk about.
Yes, we do.
I know you want to talk about starters. I'm going to get to that in just a second. What do you see from Crown Point? I mean, obviously we know they're dominating on the scoreboard. What are they doing well in this game that you want to see continue going forward this season?
I would think you as a defense keep that pursuit going, that the way they flow to the ball. I say a pack of dogs making tackles. That's what you want. You want 5-6 guys at the ball. That's great defense, great pursuit. You want that in that. And then also the diversity in offense. You've got the passing game is clicking on all cylinders. You got the running game going on all. You want to keep defenses off balance, and I think they're going to do a great job of it with their play calling throughout the season. But if you see both sides, the run, pass, if you can get a 50-50 balance, you're going to keep teams defensively on their heels. And they've got a big job coming up next week against the Pirates, who are putting it to Hobart right now. And don't forget, now it's time for the starting lineups presented by our friends at Gladish Law Group. Don't get Gladish, and that's going to be the starting lineup for the second half.
All right,
you got the Bulldogs starting on offense.
Yeah, we'll have the Bulldogs to start the second half here as they deferred on the coin toss. So here we go on offensive line. Elias Paviadakis, Jeff Machete, Nathan Gregory, Austin Rivera, and then Paul Clark, all on that offensive line from left tackle to right tackle. At the tight end position, Seamus Malasku's having himself a pretty good game offensively and defensively as well. Your wide receivers today, Cam Dorsey, Landon Delich, and Nick Soley. They were the starters today. And the running back, Larry Ellison, and then Noah Ehrlich.
Yeah, don't forget who's gonna be coming in here.
Logan Hatt going to be coming in at some point. He's warming up on the field right now. He's playing catch with Noah Ehrlich. Now for the Chicago Eagles defense here. On the defensive line, you got Chris Rozek, Josiah Ramirez, Jasper Jakimowicz, and then Diesel McFadden. On the linebacker position, there's three of them: Jacob Zinsky, Wellington Jaramillo, and then John Pavlakis. And then in the secondary, Steven Tanchev, who had an interception earlier in this game.
Yes, he did.
Javon Evans, and then Steven Carrera. We'll see how he's doing. He kind of got banged up in that closing parts of the first half there.
A pretty rough collision right there.
And then Jaden Harris, also your free safety today. So we'll see who maybe comes in if Anzi McIntosh comes in for that position, cornerback position. And then for special teams, long snapper is Carson Ranger. Your holder, Noah Ehrlich.
If he remembers.
Today. Yeah. He's got things going on. He's busy. Nick Soley could always be the backup as well. Oliver Brewer has been great today from PHC land. Cam Sorsey, your punter. And then your kick returners could be Jacob Jones, Nick Soley, Van Tischelt, and then Landon Delich, Jacob Jones again on the punt returns, potentially, according to the two deep that we got pregame the other day.
And that was your Gladish starting lineups. Don't forget, get Gladish.
All right, what do you want to see maybe a little bit change-wise in terms of the Eagles' offense? I know they're starting with the ball, but what do they need
You know
to
what?
do?
I think what they want to do is come away with some positive things here in the second half. If they can get a couple first downs, even if they don't score, get some momentum going on your side. Get some first downs. Get something positive that you can show in the tape room tomorrow. You don't. We're just going to. If I'm the Taft guy coaches, I delete that first half and say, hey, let's look at the second half. Let's start off with an onside kick right here.
It is a It is the first game of the year for Chicago Taft.
Yes, it is.
So some of those first game jitters still, and some of those nerves that come in with a game. And the temperatures have cooled off, thankfully, here.
Yes, they have, especially in the press box.
In the Hub City, yeah, we was in wait in a sauna here a little earlier, which is fine. Now the temperatures have cooled off. And that kind of electric heating and cooling forecast. Beautiful 74 degrees out right now here in the Hub City. So kicking things off in the second half, and we're underway. You've been tuned into the Hose Connection Halftime Report. Thanks for tuning in. We've got the second half coverage for you right now. Little kick return action here, getting some tackles. Finally going to get brought down out across the 40. Picked up inside the 5-yard line, goes all the way near the 45-yard line, almost a 40-yard return.
Well, that's the first time the Eagles kickoff team has been on the field, so they look a little rusty. First time action right there for them.
So the Bulldogs will take over, and they've really, all game long, they have had great field position. The fact that your maybe worst field position was, back maybe at the 20 all game.
Yep, that's some good field position to start with.
So Logan Hatt will take over as the quarterback for the Bulldog.
You're going to have to dig deep into that roster.
Tanner Rawls as well. Yeah, we're going to be using all...
Number 36 carried the ball right there for the Bulldogs.
That is Tanner Rawls. I just see him back there. So basically, I think we can throw our depth charts out, out the window at this point. Maybe we can sign them and get,
Yeah, it makes it a little more fun.
Put them up on eBay or something. So somebody will pay a nickel for it. So Rawls in the backfield again. He takes the ball, runs ahead, and we are going to have a running clock here in this second half because of the 49-0 score. So Rawls just kind of juts ahead here. So Crown Point really not in a position to push the envelope too much. They probably will be a little aggressive at certain times if they feel like they have it, but definitely don't want to walk away any injuries out of this one.
But at this point in time, you've got the starters on the sidelines.
So Hatt looking to throw, has some time, throws to his left. There's Jacob Soley on the near side, gets across the 35-yard line, and they are going to mark the ball out. They mark him out about the 31-yard line, so that's actually going to be a first down for the Bulldogs as Jacob Soley. Saw him earlier in the game, the junior.
We got number 77, Nolan Cicero, 6'5", 280 out there. Is only a sophomore.
A lot of action going on that play there as they run ahead here.
He's listed in our depth chart as the backup center, but he's playing right guard. Like this depth chart does us any good. Like you said, just throw it out.
Yeah, at this point, it was good for the first half.
Yes, it was.
Ball is fumbled. It is loose. Who fell on it? Looks like it's going to be
10.
Eagles ball. It is going to be Eagles ball. Tanchev again. He had an interception, and now he's got a fumble recovery. A season ago, Tanchev had 18 total tackles. He had 2 INTs and 1 fumble recovery.
He's well on his way to exceeding that total this year.
Well, he's already got the fumble recovery now, and he's got 1 INT, so only needs 1 more to match that total. So the Eagles will take over on offense as the fans here in Crown Point start to rock to the playlist here at Crown Point High School. Happy to have you with us on a beautiful night for football, week 2 of the season. Hand off to the running back who jets ahead out across the 40 for some positive yardage. But again, is met with a plethora of defensive players.
And like I said, that's something positive they want to take out right here. Is they want to get a couple first downs, show something positive, come out with something. the biggest gain on any team is from week 1 to week 2, and the reason being is that they finally get to see live action, full speed, and it's a different colored jersey. You're finally getting a hit.
Szymanczyk was the ball carrier for Chicago Taft. Roman gives it up to Szymanski again. Szymanski gets another couple of yards. So, honestly, here in this drive here, this is kind of one of the more. They haven't gotten a whole lot of yards, but already
two positive plays in a row.
Right. So already third down here. This has been a position that the Eagles have been in all night long, and it's been rare for conversions. Look at one here. Szymanski just to the right of Logan Roman. Roman keeps, moves to his right, passes ahead up to the 50, pass is complete. It'll be a first down.
Like number 10?
Yep, that is Steven Taft, the senior.
He's having a heck of a game.
Offensively and defensively. So that is a big pickup, one of the best of the night for the Eagles.
Yeah, nice job. Logan just taking his time, did a nice little play fake. It was a bootleg to the right. He's a right-handed quarterback, so it's easier to throw. He tried to get that fullback out into the flat. The fullback got jammed at the line. The next level was wide open. The receiver ran a nice 10-yard out route. Nice catch, nice throw.
First down at the 46-yard line. Roman hands off to his running back. That is Jacob Szymanski. So with Steven Carrera out at the moment, is Szymanski to take the ball. So it's a loss of 1 yard on that run. It's been really hard for the running to get going, which makes them one-dimensional, which makes it kind of easy
to play defense. And that was one thing we talked about at halftime, about how Crown Point is doing both things so well right now that it's going to be tough. But, again, they start that dual and conference schedule next week. And, it's one of the toughest games of the year for them, that Maryville game.
Roman looks to throw out across. Tanchev with the catch. Runs ahead, taken down at the 15-yard line. So from the 47, he goes all the way up out across the 15, so up to about the 13.
Yeah, Roman did a nice job. Set his feet in the pocket, had some time to throw, and then threw a strike right to the receiver, wide open down the middle of the field. And like I said, this is something right here for the Taft team to build on for next week.
Yeah, putting together a solid drive here and trying to get their first score of the season. Szymanski moves to the left of Roman. They've got 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right on the near side. Roman keeps, tries to run ahead. He is stood up and slammed down back across the 15.
Yeah, 3 Bulldogs right there to make the tackle. And they tried to come back to that same play they ran a few plays ago, a little bootleg. Both the tight end or the fullback trying to slip out into the flat area was covered well, and then the receiver running the out route was blanketed, so he had nowhere to go. That's one of those plays where you just throw it away, live to play another down. He's got to learn that as a sophomore. Don't try and overthink it.
Yeah, these are things that's going to grow with time, as you were saying. The development will come. Now he runs to his right, looking for help. He's got a lot of pressure, and he's taken down. That tackle was so impressive, it took out the official as well.
Yeah, he tried to backpedal, like his feet got caught by the turf demon and fell backwards. But a nice play defensively. Again, Roman's got to realize he's got to get rid of that ball, not take the huge sack. It'll be third down and 10, 30 yards, it looked like. Third down and 26 on the scoreboard.
That tackle, by the way, Muhammad Malik. Pass up ahead, deflected, not caught.
It's going to be 4th down.
I'll tell you what, I've never seen a tackle not only sack the quarterback, but also knock the official out as well.
The turf demon got him.
You can blame it on whatever you want. I'm giving Malik the credit, the sophomore. should be credited as 2 sacks right there. So 4th down coming here, and this is definitely a 4-down territory where, no matter what, whether it was all the way back on the other end, you're still going to go for it here. Just try to keep that drive alive. We're down to 2:24 left to go in the 3rd quarter. High snap. Roman looks downfield, throws ahead up the middle, and passes incomplete. Tanchev was overthrown just a little bit, so it'll be a turnover on downs.
But Roman had some heat coming right on him. As he was releasing that ball, he was getting smacked, and it was just sort of floated over the middle of the field and came up incomplete.
And those are things, as you know, as a quarterback, the pocket presence, yes, that pressure is coming, and then you don't have to rush to throw as much. Your timing will come as you continue to develop over the course of a season. And obviously over in Illinois, it's not going to be an easy schedule.
No, I'm sure they play mostly a city league conference, so it's going to be tough for them.
Down to $1:35 here in the 3rd quarter. Crown Point will take over. Hat, hands off. And the runner will jut ahead. He's breaking some tackles out across the 40 now as he took over at the 31-yard line. And he just picked up the 1st down on an 11-yard run.
That is, let's see if we can get the number. Number 28.
That is Logan Taiwan. Kind of hard. Yes. The lines are kind of cutting off the name a little bit there.
Yeah, sophomore, 5'9", 185-pound strong runner.
Hat looking to throw, has pressure, ran left, now runs right, and now this pass incomplete. His intended target was Carson Cavalcante.
Yeah, nice job right there. He was able to get out of the pocket. He felt some pressure coming up the middle. Felt it. Was able to slide his feet, get out of the pocket, and he had a little bit of running room. He could have probably ran it for a few yards, but he chose to try and throw it down the field, just threw it a little bit behind the receiver.
Don't forget, at the conclusion of this one, we've got 3 awards we're going to hand out.
Yes, we do.
Got the Crowd Company's Lanterman Superhero of the Game. We've got the Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by IKORCC and the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. And this one, I believe, is down by contact, so the ball pops out, but it will not be a takeaway for the Eagles. And Tanchev is clamoring as to why, but it looked like down by contact.
Yeah, it looked like the knee of the running back was on the ground well before the ball came out.
And that will end the 3rd quarter, so we'll continue on here in just a moment. You're listening to Get a Game Night, brought to you by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals, and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree while you learn benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I am proud that my family's been doing business here for nearly 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families being torn apart of others, and everything from on-guarded openings at construction sites to reckless driving on our roads. Our experienced attorneys, paralegals, and staff know that insurance companies and their lawyers will take lengths to avoid paying compensation. Do not waste your one and only opportunity to seek fair compensation for your loss. Give the Gladish Law Group a call and put our team to work for you.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by Von Tobel. As the crowd here in Crown Point.
Crowd is jamming out there.
They are really jamming. We got
Let's turn it up a little bit. Let's go.
Strobe lights going here. The temperatures may have cooled down, but the action's heating up on the field and in the stands.
Yeah, I think the stands is a little bit more heated.
Start of the 4th quarter here. Bulldogs 3rd down coming up here. High snap. A couple guys didn't know where they were going. We got a lot of collision. Nobody going down yet, and now we finally have a tackle for a loss. As Hat went down, we had a couple of guys going for the ball on that snap, so a little confusion. We had that in the opening play of the game on the kickoff. We had a couple of Eagles trying to get the opening kickoff, and now here.
And we got another quarterback in, number 14.
So that is going to be Kyle Brainerd for the Bulldogs, the junior.
Yeah, it looked like both him and running back went for the ball. You got to tell that guy, hey, move over. I'm the quarterback out here.
Excuse me. Little trip going action there. Incomplete pass. We got a little hand shoving going on here at the near side as well. I got one more thing to say before officially almost wrap this up for the night. We got Mayor Pete Land of the Crown Point Pace Department, proud to support Crown Point Bulldog football and say, go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains for his defense here as the Eagles take over again. Trying to push some kind of momentum here. They got second. It's going to be third down here as they're going to play their defensive sign. It's been a pretty dominating game for the Crown Point Bulldog, and they had a pretty big win last week as well. You got to think, going into that Maryville game, something that Coach Busia's got to be thinking about is making sure, okay, we won these games big, but it's not going to be that way next week.
It is not. They're going to have to pick up the intensity at practice, and I'm sure Coach Busia and them guys have been looking at a bunch of film on Maryville as much as they can get their hands on over the last couple weeks. But Maryville playing really well right now.
And we appreciate you tuning into this broadcast today. Michael Brander, Jay Simmons alongside the great Nick Russ on production as well. Zach Zanelli doing a great job getting some sideline coverage as well.
Yep, Maryville number 2 in the RSN poll.
Number 2? Who's number 1?
Let's see. These Bulldogs.
I know.
Oof, oof, oof.
All right, we're going to go back and delete that out of the broadcast.
No, you're not.
Or I'm going to record that, and we're going to put that on your retirement video when you leave.
There you go.
One of these days. Passes almost caught, but just out of the fingertips for the Eagles here as time continues to wind down. We got just over 8 minutes left to go here in this one. Bulldogs will take over.
But, the thing is that, these two teams, especially both Maryville and Crown Point, playing teams that are a little bit below their caliber, coming into the Doolin hot next week. No matter what, it's the Doolin Conference week in and week out. It's going to be a tough game. Every team is up and coming. You got Lake Central playing pretty well against Providence Catholic right now. We haven't seen an update on that score.
Question. I mean, if you're one of the top teams in Northwest Indiana, do you find it when you are those top teams, it's harder to try to get some of those teams maybe in the lower classes to try to get a game against you on their schedule just because they know it's going to be a really tough game? But at the same token, if you think that you might have a chance to compete, you want to play the best.
Yeah, you want to always play something. Especially Hobart. I've talked to their coach Osika, and he's always talking about, hey, that's our first 2 games. Hobart plays, Maryville this week, and last week, they had a very tough game against Chester and won. So he's like, oh man, we played a Doolin Conference first 2 weeks. If we can come out 1-1, we're looking pretty darn good. And a couple years ago, when they went pretty far downstate, they went 0-2 to start the season.
Well, they beat Chesterton last week. I was out there for that one. Of course, week 1 things are going to be a little bit sloppy, so they're going to clean things up. And they're playing Maryville tonight. Last check, it was pretty much all Maryville in that one.
And then you add Hanover to the mix in the into the new conference that they're going to, the Northwest Crossroads. So it's they just added another tough team to their conference. It's going to be another fun year for that conference.
Your Trojans up 46-0 over Whiting in the third quarter. Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard update for you. 31-6 in favor of the Pirates over the Brickies here as time continues to wind down here. As the Bulldogs with the possession here, but they've got fourth down right now.
And it's the same thing. You look at Lowell's schedule before they get into their conference. They've got Crown Point and then they've got LaPorte, two dueling conference teams. So that Northwest Crossroads Conference plump a little bit.
They are going to go for it here on fourth down. Pass is going to be incomplete, so Kyle Brainerd with that incompletion. But still just giving him an opportunity to still go out there and play a little bit, get some throws on under his belt.
Yeah, you want to get as many guys as underneath the lights on a Friday.
Yeah, for all we know, making his debut tonight under the lights. Fourth quarter, Providence Catholic 28-21 over Lake Central right now in the fourth quarter. There's a hometown scoreboard update, and then make sure you stay after the game as Mike Shamia and Jack Thiel from the Centier Bank studio. There'll be a separate video feed we'll have here on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever else. We're streaming from all sorts of places here now.
Yeah, a couple goofballs back at the station.
Well, at least one for sure. Oh, wait, no, you're here next to me tonight.
Oh, hey now.
So Eagles take over here on the first down. Get up to about the 25-yard line, trying to get a little run play here. Joe's trying to get on the scoreboard here for the first time tonight. Clock winding down, 4:40 to go here in the fourth. So those guys will bring you all the scores and highlights from the games around the region, all from the Centier Bank studio. If I'm not mistaken, I know there's probably been at least one food bet made over there tonight over something, maybe score of a game or something. I know how Skibbs over there likes to try to win his fast food.
You know what? Crown had a great crowd tonight, and there is a majority of people still left, even at this point in the game. Student section completely packed.
Yeah, and the great thing, I know we can't bring it to you on video, but a great part of tonight was
the crowd.
But that and just the atmosphere and the reason why normally, again, we can't bring you the video, but normally on a game night, there is a sea of red in the stands. Tonight's mostly orange out of an awareness night for leukemia. Is one of the reasons this game is being played. If you're trying to kind of tuned in and looking and saying, okay, why is Crown Point playing a team from Illinois? Well, the principal over at Taft in Chicago also battled leukemia. Got in touch with Craig Busia, who
sort of helped him through his rough time, is what he was talking about in the pregame.
As Busia was battling leukemia as well, so helped him through that and kind of promised each other they would have matches against each other. Busia obviously used to be the coach over at Homewood Flossmoor, so they had that battle going on there in Illinois, and then he came over here, and once some of the contracts were up, he was able to put this one on the schedule, which has worked out for Crown Point so far. And you know what? When you look at the Eagles, they're walking away. The score will, but it is in about 3 minutes. But at the same time, they're playing a great team here in Indiana.
Yeah.
So this is only going to make them a little bit better. Maybe put a bad taste in their mouth. Try to bring back here week 2 and really get something going against some of those other teams from Illinois that they're going to be facing for the next few weeks. As Roman running for his life right now here on fourth down. Passes ahead. Pass is caught and into the end zone for a touchdown for the Eagles. Jacob Zeminski.
Zeminski with a nice play there.
Yeah, absolutely. Logan Roman running for his life, finds his receiver out across the 20 and into the end zone he goes for a touchdown. Eagles get on the board. We were just talking about we don't know what the score is going to be. I almost started to say it was going to be 49-0, but they were going to prove me wrong. They finally get that score on the board. Their kicker today, Femi Aremu, is going to be your kicker for the Eagles. His first PAT is up, and it is good. It is good. So 49-7 in favor of the Crown Point Bulldogs. We're going to go ahead and start naming our award winners for this evening. Jay, we've got our Crowd Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the game, brought to you by the Crowd Companies. They have offices open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. Mr. Simmons, who are you going to go with as our...
Yeah, got to go with Noah Ehrlich. He had a 10-yard touchdown pass. He had a 9-yard touchdown pass, a 5-yard touchdown pass, and a 15-yard touchdown pass. And we'll get to one of the more exciting plays in a second here.
Okay,
so that's Noah Ehrlich with 4 touchdown passes.
Give him 5 on the season now. We'll take a look at the Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org.
And then we're going to go with Seamus Molaski. Not only did he have a touchdown reception, but he also had a blocked punt at the beginning of the game. So that goes to Seamus Molaski with the 9-yard touchdown pass from Noah Ehrlich. And that came at 3:33 in the second quarter. And then also Seamus Molaski on the opening drive had that blocked punt, if you remember back that far.
Yes, of course I do, yes.
and he had a bunch of tackles. He had a knockdown pass. He had a great night, both offensively and defensively.
So congratulations, Seamus Molaski, on your Blue Collar Award win. And then now the proud Union Home play of the game presented by IKOR-CC, the Indiana-Kentucky Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters.
That came at 4:09 in the first quarter, a 50-yard pass from Noah Ehrlich to Delish. Delish runs, makes a great play. Ehrlich escapes some heat in the backfield, rolls out to his right, hits Delish on about the 25 to 30-yard line. Delish runs all the way across the field, and we'll let you decide tonight whether or not he was out of bounds. It looked like he was. It doesn't look like he was, but that was the play of the game right there, and it's up to you guys to decide.
Yeah, we'll have a video posted a little bit later on this evening of that play, I'm sure, as play resumes here as Crown will get the ball back here after the touchdown from the Eagles. So clock continues to run. We're down to about $1:40.
Go write those down.
Yeah, look at you.
How about it?
I mean, your penmanship is impeccable. He's all over it tonight. You know, he's supposed to write down who the crew is, and I think he's just going to write himself down.
Oh, did I miss somebody?
Yeah, you missed Nick Russ over there.
Yeah,
Zach Zanelli doing a great job tonight.
Yep, great video shots out there.
Yeah, absolutely. He brought us some of those video feeds that we were able to see that posted, kind of chopped up and taken for highlight coverages. It's one of the great things about Region Sports Network as well. Every now and again, and most weeks, we've got guys out on games that maybe we don't have here on the Region Sports Network to get some of those sideline cuts. Remember doing those years ago before they stuck me in here with you.
Oh, don't you beg for the days that you were on the sidelines now?
Little personnel change here for the Bulldogs, kind of waiting for that clock to wind down a little bit more here as we get down to 30 seconds. It's going to be an impressive win again for the Bulldogs here as this one folded and met with a big defensive play for the Eagles. So Eagles, while they may be down on the scoreboard, they're still playing pretty tough here. Advantage of any one of those maybe miscues that Crown Point may have with kind of the third stringers in. And the clock is going to wind down. We are currently at 5, and they're not going to have the play clock, I don't think, even down. And that is going to be the final. It is Crown Point with the victory this evening over Chicago Taft. And Coach Busia leading his team across the field as they'll have a handshake line started at midfield. And it's great to see as Coach Busia going out there, and he's going to shake hands with Coach Elders as everyone wearing the orange on the coaching staff in support of tonight's events to raise awareness and being maybe a donor for those battling any type of cancer, leukemia specifically here tonight. Had a nice tribute talk from former Colts, Indianapolis coach Chuck Pagano was earlier as well, kind of wishing both coaches best of luck, both teams best of luck throughout the 2023 campaign.
And Crown Point can't rest on their laurels. They've got a tough game coming up next week against the Pirates.
And I believe you'll be there for that one.
Yes, I will.
All right. So, fans, you got to suffer through another broadcast with Jay. I'll be elsewhere. But, another tough one coming up for the Bulldogs. And do it here for tonight. Our executive producer is Chris Ramirez. Our operations manager is Rich Castillo. Coordinating producer is Claude Martinez. And our sports director is Jack Thiel. Your broadcast crew tonight, myself, Michael Brenner here, along with Jay Simmons. Nick Russ doing the producing, doing a great job, having to listen to us all game long. And, it makes us sound way better than we really are.
Yes, he does.
And a big thanks to Zach Zanelli for doing all those sideline cuts as well, so we can't wait to check those out. Big thanks to the coaches, Craig Busia and Zach Elder, the coaches for Crown Point and Taft, respectively, for helping us get everything we need. Of course, Bill DeRula, the AD here at Crown Point, and then Mark Madden, the AD at Taft. And, of course, you, the viewers, on Facebook, YouTube, and regionsports.com, along with IHSAATV.com. Without you fans, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, so thank you very much. It's a Crown Point victory. We'll see you for week number 3 coming up soon. Make sure you stay after for the Centurion Bank Studio Region Football Wrap-Up Show with Mike Shamia and Jack Thiel. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by Von Tobel, the only game in town.